Rancho Santa Margarita in California, a place south of Los Angeles. Here in Orange County is the birthplace of big exhaust sounds. Here at Magnaflow, everything is about shiny and muffled exhaust systems. Enough reason for us to have a look behind the scenes of the production. Brian Van Dyke is exhaust designer and has petrol in his blood. He is very proud to show us around his kingdom.
Something like this, a round unit, a single unit, this would be, the Honda Civic is quite popular. The smaller Volkswagens.
Huge pipe.
Yeah, so this would be more for this type of style, or even something like what we see here. This would be for a little bit larger valance area, but again, you have that similar style look, a single tip with a round muffler versus an oval muffler with a dual tip. So we make a lot of different variations. My personal favorite as far as the type of tips, I love a double wall tip. This application here, this is a rolled edge tip. You see that? Now this is a double wall tip, meaning that there's dual walls. There's a wall inside and a wall outside. I like this tip for appearance, but I also like a double wall tip because you don't have the discoloration. If the vehicle runs really hot, you don't have discoloration of the stainless because there's a double wall on it. Yeah. So it's really my personal preference as far as a look on a tip. A double wall tip is always very nice.
The exhaust pipes start from here in the design department. Pipe diameter, muffler sizes and sound are first roughly checked in the car, then fine-tuning takes place.
Well, this is how our exhaust systems start. He's designing a exhaust system to go to production. Before we start to build the product, we've got to build it on the computer. So every one of our products is designed on the computer before it actually goes over and becomes a production piece. We've scanned the product in, and then we build the drawing. Then the drawing becomes a first article. First article, we build a fixture, and it goes over to the production facility, and we make the product.
So how long does it take one guy to create then an exhaust system for?
Well, it depends on, we'll play with it until it's perfect. We want to deliver horsepower and torque gains, as well as the right sound. So depending on the vehicle, you can run fairly quickly, a week to, it could take up to a month to get it just right before we actually start to produce the part.
The measurements for the exhaust systems determined on the computer are realized in the models for the first time. The technicians weld the prototypes, and with their help, so-called master gauges are produced for the mass production. In front of the enormous production hall, several individual parts for all types of exhaust systems are stored. All are open to the elements.
This is where our... What about the whole storage here? You just told me that you have a storage. And why do you store all that stuff?
Well, we can store it outside because we're in California. It only rains one day a year, but so we're lucky in that sense.
Yeah, what a show-off. We can only dream of such a rust-free climate. But let's get on with the production, and of course the guy cutting the pipes to size also wears sunglasses. This is obviously obligatory here in California. But the pipes are now going to be bent.
A mandrel bender bends pipe from the inside of the pipe rather than crushing it from the outside. So from a performance standpoint, that's what everybody wants, is mandrel bent, because it doesn't reduce the bend through the radius. Now this is a 4-inch tubing, so this is for one of our big diesel trucks. But if you watch the mandrel bender, it inserts a sleeve inside the pipe. See the sleeve that's inside the pipe now? Yeah. That keeps that tubing completely expanded out while it's putting it through the radius of the bend. You could put it through a 90-degree bend and cut it, and it would be perfectly 4-inch all the way through. He's expanding it because that's part of a system, so it's in different pieces, so we have to slip fit it so another piece slides into the neck. You expand it so another piece goes inside it. Then you put a clamp around it and clamp it together. If we did the whole system, it would be as long as this building.
Next department, muffler production.
Now if you see inside, you can look through the window here. This is where it brings it in, and it's going to roll it. And there it is. It's ready to go. Okay, we're going to go down the line here, one more window, then it's going to start welding it, seam welding. There it goes, right there. Now it's seam welding the muffler. there's our muffler. Very consistent, very nice, clean weld.
Now the interior is put into the pipe, absorber pipes and damping wool.
Now we use a material that's very different from fiberglass. It's not fiberglass packing. It's a material called rock wool. You know lava rock out of a volcano?
Yes.
It's lava rock that we superheat to about 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit and spin it into a thread. So it doesn't absorb moisture like fiberglass and it doesn't burn up. So it goes into a ram and it inserts the rock wool that's been wrapped around the stainless steel core. Now we have a product that's almost finished. The only thing we have left to do to it is weld it. We have to weld the end caps to the inlet and outlet pipe, and we have to weld the end cap to the case. So we're almost done. This next machine does it all.
The welding robot does the rest. It precisely welds the end pieces to the muffler cover. Manually, it would take forever. The machine doesn't even need 2 minutes per pipe. Exhaust professional Brian Van Dyke guides us through the Magnaflow factory and shows us the manufacturing steps to produce a stainless steel system. The pipes are bent and the end pipes already welded, but there are still some secrets to reveal.
Okay, we're at the warehouse section of our factory. This is finished product. It's ready to be pulled and shipped out the door. This is product that we supply to the domestic U.S. market, North America, as well as Europe.
Brilliant.
So we do, something I should mention with regard to the European market, being from Germany, we homologate all of our product going to the German market. So I know that's
Is this one for German market?
It is homologated. I don't have the homologation stamp on it because we don't do that for North American product, but every product that we manufacture for Germany, we do the homologation stamp right on the product.
How much do I have to pay for a regular muffler?
For a regular muffler, these run in the range of $180 to $200 US.
Yes.
That's about the average for this type of product.
But this is cheap for stainless.
Well, if you think about this, you have a product that carries a lifetime warranty. It's stainless steel internals and externals. For that kind of price, I think it's a pretty good bargain.
Last stop of our guided tour, the secret witch's kitchen of the Magnaflow designers. Here in their workshop, they work out the sound and test in which constellation the system is at optimum working conditions and provide a few more horsepower of performance.
This is it. We've done a complete system. Richard, could you tell them about the X?
The basic principle still remains the same, though. Essentially, we've created a chamber that crosses over the exhaust pulses about 180 out from each firing sequence, so that you're using the one exhaust pulse passing through the cylinder, creating a vacuum charge behind it to pull the exhaust pulse out of the next firing cylinder out from the opposite bank. We're still trying to extract every bit of horsepower we can utilizing the exhaust system, not only freeing up the exhaust system, but actually using the energy that goes through that X to actually pull the next exhaust pulse all the way through.
We want to know a bit more about this now. The RS4 already sounds quite cool, and this masterpiece of German manufacturing certainly doesn't lack in performance. Hard to imagine that especially the Americans can make some improvements here. Just listen to it. It already sounds pretty juicy. Off with the Standard and on with the Magnaflow. Now the RS4 howls with a system from CAT, including the X-pipe. Let's see what that does. And now we compare it again. Series exhaust before. Magnaflow system after.
They're tying it down. They're gonna do it.
Not bad, is it? These games with the RS4 have made the exhaust pipe guys quite hot under the collar. One promptly gets out his Chevy Chevelle and straps it to the performance test rig. Let's see what 8 turbocharged American cylinders can do. Wow, that was hot. Almost 400 horses are contained under the bonnet. And why should it be any different when petrol heads get together? Of course, a house duel on the driveway after work is not to be missed. Isn't it nice to work in a place like this?